The coach says the offense punted one time and the defense was only able to force one punt. I see you still got the offense and Jimmy in your mouth. Let's talk about the day the D had. You pick your spots, call it fair. Okay, let's talk about the day the D had. Going against an offense that was coming into the game averaging 14 points per game. They give up 22. They go up against a quarterback who really doesn't have weapons. Gives up 100 yards on the ground to him.
Rookie.
Not to mention some very nice throws down the field. I thought they made Justin Fields look like Kyler Murray.
2.0.
Concerning that they couldn't contain him, considering they did such a good job against Kyler Murray. I mean, they did better against Kyler Murray than they did against Justin Fields. Let's be honest. What'd you see from the defense? Good call, Coach.
Coach is on.
Coach is right.
Like I said at the top of this, I saw a stable, more disciplined defense. I saw them, containing as best as they could. I thought the secondary played great. I like my boy Hoofa. I think he's solid. I think he's going to be a solid presence in the secondary. And I saw, the other guys, chase Fields around enough to pressure him, enough to make him, rethink some of his decisions. Bosa had a good game. I thought, he was constantly in the pressure point.
He was. But there's something going on with that run defense, man. They were running at him a lot. I'd like to look at the all 22 on that. I only have the offense right now, but it seemed to me that, look, Bosa had 2 sacks and Ebukam had 1. So everyone's saying they were great. But the way I saw it was until that sack, Ebukam was having a horrendous game. Yeah. And Bosa was good as a pass rusher, but they were really not defending the run at all. So, and that really, like, if you can't stop the run, it just makes it allows the other team to control the game. Like the Bears had the time of possession in that game.
I think it just, for me, I wanted the secondary to show up. They've been sort of that Achilles heel. And if you look at what the product on defense that they put out there, I think the secondary did great. I think the defensive line and the pressure was as good as it probably could have been. Yes, run defense could have been a lot better, but they're dealing with a mobile quarterback. So I think with a mobile quarterback and coming off of what Fields can do just athletically, and not necessarily, you got to prep for him to potentially throw, to get into the play action, to get into doing the handoffs and having the running backs run. They did okay. Fields, he had a couple of great plays, which were like, damn, this is why they drafted him. That sidearm for the touchdown. I mean, that was a thing of beauty.
And his touchdown run was just filthy.
Electric. Yeah. Electric, right? Yeah. So, Kyle 2.0. But I think they were balanced. I think the defense did a decent job. Again, for me, the barometer this year has been pretty low. Every time that ball goes up, I expect it to be a PI. So as long as that didn't happen and they didn't advance the ball on penalties, that's a pretty good day. So,
well, I mean, one stat that stands out is the fact that the Niners had the ball for 22 minutes and 49 seconds and the Bears had it for 37 minutes. And that's not all the defense's fault. It may explain why the defense gave up 22 points to a team averaging 14. Yeah. I think a little bit the fact that the Niners, again, in the first half, the offense did nothing. It was just 3 and outs and field goals and stuff like that. That hurts. I think you need the Niners. One thing that Trey Lance seemed to do well in his one start was not go 3 and out. At least keep the ball for a while, even if they didn't score. So
he's a threat. I mean, he's a threat to run. I mean, that threat to run right there gives you a little bit of cushion, right?
But Garoppolo scored 2 touchdowns on the ground, so maybe he's the better runner. Maybe he's the better athlete. It's hard to say.